Thank you, and I'd like to thank all the witnesses for being here today. But particularly, I would focus my questions maybe to the Mayo witnesses. And I know, Josephine, you've been dealing with this for a long, long time, and you might just, in the course of your thing, tell us how long, and Martina, for the last number of years as well. I have 3 questions, and the first one is, I know our main aim is to have it that the scheme is fit for purpose and that no one is locked out because they can't afford to get into it. Around the retrospective flexibility, I'm aware of one homeowner in Mayo who had to replace her home because her engineer told her they were in danger of a catastrophic event. She had absolutely no option. Why do you think it's important that there is a retrospective element, albeit very limited, to this scheme? What does option 1 mean to you, and how do you know why other options aren't acceptable? Martina, in your statement, you said the only solution for pyrite impact is total demolition, including foundations. And my third question is just why are homeowners in Mayo deeply concerned about the introduction of the damage threshold, building on what Martina said? Thank you.
If I take the foundations first, is that all right?
Yeah.
We have struggled long and hard and campaigned to have the foundations covered. I think it's very important. And for foundations, it's important that you look at IS 465 2018 plus A1 2020. And in this section, is section Annex D, remedial works. Table D1, page 39, applies to Donegal only, where option 1 is to demolish entire dwelling to foundation level and rebuild. For table D1, page 40, this applies to Mayo only, where option 1 is to demolish entire dwelling and rebuild. Foundations are not excluded for Mayo, but yet Mayo County Council have it in their overview under costs not covered. It's bullet point 4. Foundations aren't covered. Homeowners have to fix them themselves. But if you look at this IS 465 2018 that I told you about, the expert panel on concrete blocks issued clarification notes in respect of option 1 in Annex F, stating that the panel was not informed during the investigations of any failures of concrete foundations due to aggregates containing deleterious material being in the concrete in foundations in Donegal or Mayo. And that is true. That's an accurate statement, because in 2016 nobody had undertaken exploratory works to determine whether or not foundations needed remediation. However, seeing as the concrete for foundations will and has more than likely been sourced from the same block supplier, it's imperative to prevent any further need to rectification, rectification at any homeowner costs, that foundations are remediated.
So basically, I'm just conscious of the time, Josephine. So basically, you're saying that if foundations aren't included, people will be locked out of the scheme because they can't afford to do the foundations, right?
No,
and maybe
not.
the other 2 questions, because I'm we're always on the clock here. Sorry.
Yeah, so in relation to the retrospect, as you mentioned, there is one homeowner located in County Mayo, and they were placed in a situation that they had no choice. I believe they spent about 185k of their own money to actually get their home replaced. And they were in a life or death situation. They could not live in that home anymore. And there's people like that throughout Mayo, potentially through Clare and definitely in Donegal, that have been left behind in that scenario. I know Josephine has mentioned in relation to the foundations there, like with pyrite, it's clear cut. It's everywhere. It's in the blocks everywhere. It doesn't matter where the walls are in your home. Nobody will insure your home unless every single item of pyrite has been taken out. So, and it has been quoted, like Aidan O'Connell, who was, I suppose, part of the committee that created the IS 465, had mentioned that. And there is no option but to totally demolish your home to remove the pyrite. The damage threshold, I think it's been very adequately put there by Dr. Cleary. It's the exact same issue. We have questions coming back to homeowners in Mayo saying, you know, why aren't you sending in pictures of internal cracking? There's plasterboards on the wall. You know, you basically are going to make a decision on homes based on a desk study. Those desk studies contain photographs, most likely grainy photographs. You can't tell anything from that. And it makes no sense to start a process of trying to decide, you know, whether somebody's home can be fixed or cannot be fixed based on a photograph.
Can I just ask you
what
what happened in Mayo when 21 homeowners were refused because they didn't meet a threshold?
So there was 20 homeowners in Mayo last July. I was one of them. And a decision was made by Mayo County Council that there was no pasherin cracking present in the homes. It was the first time that this ever happened, and to be honest, nobody had a clue what was going on. We had engineers coming out to our homes, basically trying to take additional pictures, both inside and outside of our homes, and additional information was provided to basically support it.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, and you will get a chance to expand on that
no
answer.
problem.
I have to
And
go now.
just to
Deputy,
conclude it,
sorry, I don't have
when they
time.
were-
Sorry, I'm going to be strict with everybody.